One lady said, aren't they high in fat? I said, yes, isn't that good? The fattiest organ in the body is the brain. And the fattiest food with the highest cholesterol content is breast milk, because that developing brain must have cholesterol and must have fat. Cholesterol causing heart disease, fat causing heart disease is a myth. Please contact me if you find otherwise. There's a book called The Great Cholesterol Hoax by Dr Malcolm Kendrick. He's a cardiovascular British surgeon. All the surgeons, all the heart surgeons have always been skeptical of this myth that fat and cholesterol cause heart disease, because they have patients that have heart attacks with low cholesterol levels. Now, you don't hear that one, do you? And the pharmaceutical companies make a lot of money out of you if you're on cholesterol-lowering medication. Are you ready for the side effects of cholesterol-lowering medication? Alzheimer's? Interested? Dementia? Memory loss? Muscle wasting? Young men who love your muscles, are you interested in that one? Old people who should also love their muscles. The devil has spun us a lie. Drugs don't cure disease, they just change the form and location of the disease. 1,700 cases of Alzheimer's are being diagnosed every week in Australia. Is it because of this cholesterol-lowering myth? Is it because of the fat-free diet? Nah. You get your concordance and do a Bible study on olive oil. God wants us to eat good fats. What are the best fats? The fats that have been used for centuries. Coconut oil and olive oil came from the hand of the Creator because they are squeezed from the flesh of the plant. Easily got. No, I don't make my own. But you can buy extra virgin olive oil. I said to my hostess this morning when she brought out the rye bread, I said, do you have olive oil? She said yes, and I poured a good teaspoon all over my bread. Beautiful. And then on top I had an almond spread and then slices of tomato and lots of fresh basil. Very nice. And of course good salts. Salt is good, but not the salt in the supermarket. That only has 2 minerals, and the Bible talks about that salt. It's in Matthew 5 verse 13. It says, ye are the salt of the earth. If the salt hath lost its savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under foot of men. Surely that's the salt in the supermarket. Good for nothing, but to be... Actually, it is good for one thing, to put on a leech. It'll kill a leech. There's your proper diet. And the last thing God said in Genesis 1:29, he said, the seed, to you it shall be for meat. You think of the seed. For life to come out of the seed, it must have all the essential amino acids. Have you heard it said that vegetarian protein doesn't contain all the essential amino acids? It's not true. Life could not come out of a seed if the seed did not contain all the essential amino acids. There's your proper diet. Law number 7 is use of water. We are 85% water from the neck up. We are 75% water from the neck down, and there's no reserve tank on the back. The only water that goes in is the water you drink. So we must be drinking at least 2 litres, maybe a bit more in this weather, a day, little by little. If I have a plant that's dry and I put 500 ml of water in it, where will the water go? It'll just run out the bottom. And if you're dehydrated and you drink a lot of water, guess where it's going to go? All out. But you know what I can do to that dry plant? I can put 100 ml in, and then I can come back 5 minutes later and put another 100 ml, and then I can come back 5 minutes later and I can put another 100 ml, and maybe over half an hour I can put 500 ml in that dry plant and not lose any out the bottom. Think of that when you're drinking. Little by little by little. Always have it next to you. Always have it next to you. Huge water in, it's not long before you're looking for the little house, because huge water's about to come out. We want the water in the cell. So very important to keep your body well hydrated. Your brain is a hydroelectric system. No hydro, no electricity. Many frontal lobes go down because of dehydration. 1 cup of coffee requires 5 glasses of water to make up for the dehydrating agents in 1 cup of coffee. We had a lady come to our program. She brought her mother who had dementia. The mother was in her 70s. We discovered that the mother didn't drink any water, and we discovered that the mother was very constipated. So we started giving her water, and we got the plumbing cleaned out, And within 24 hours, there was no dementia. Isn't that scary? How many people in aged care? It's purely because they're constipated. And by the way, if they're on drugs, they'll be constipated. And I know nurses are so busy. They'll say, have you drunk water? And if the person's got dementia, they'll say, oh, heaps. And they haven't drunk a thing. So it's very labour intensive for the nurses to try and get the people to drink water. That's why it's so good you hear this lecture now while you still have your frontal lobe sparky. Don't let the devil rob you of your crown. What's your crown? It's your frontal lobe. Can you see the devil wants human beings in a state where they can't even choose God?